Today we have $276 million worth of assets under management, and then we're on track to become a billion-dollar company. We will, just like every other individual, we went to school, get our jobs, have a family, just going about our business like everybody else.
I was on my own individual journey of growth, and Tenny was as well.
And you ask yourself that question, is this all that it is? Is this something else I can do with my time, energy, and resources? None of us knew that multifamily real estate is a thing. None of us knew that you can actually own these properties. One fateful day, I saw a material that talks about investing in real estate. I sent that material to Leslie. Leslie devoured that material like 100 times. And he's like, Tenny, this is it. This is what we have to do. And right there and then, set our mind up to do multifamily real estate. And guys, guess what? We have another call. XSITE Capital, today we have $276 million worth of assets under management, and then we're on track to become a billion-dollar company. The vision when we started was not about becoming a billion-dollar company. We were just like every other individual, we went to school, get our jobs, have a family, just going about our business like everybody else. But you get to a point in life when you have the nice job, you have the nice house, you have an okay car, family's doing okay, and you ask yourself that question, is this all that it is? Is this something else I can do with my time, energy, and resources? I think that's where I was at. And in my mind, I was like, man, I need to do something else. I've been hearing about entrepreneurship. I need to do something else. And I think that's what led me to us trying to figure out how to start a business. I started the financial services business. And in the process of doing financial services business, I met Leslie Awasom. He's one of the founders of XSITE Capital, sitting right here. And we always joke around and say he was looking for friends, and now I changed his life. And then he says the same thing. But to be honest, I was just on my own path of growth. Trying to figure out this entrepreneurship stuff, and I met with him, and him too, he was on his own path of growth. And our friends, at the time, I can remember very well, our friends were not at the same pace as us. We're not reading books, we're not trying to figure out entrepreneurship. A lot of them were just comfortable where they were, but we wanted more. And that spark was what created that friendship right away. At the point we were reading the same books, we've read different books that are similar. Me going to selling life insurance moved from insurance to now personal development. And then that led into, meeting every Friday to play the Cashflow board game. And it's just an organic kind of process. And as both of us, our mind worked, we were thinking about, okay, what is next? 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 Right? And we were like, well, Leslie, you're doing real estate. I've not done real estate before. And we both have studied the Cashflow Quarter by Robert Kiyosaki. And he said, you need to leverage real estate to build wealth. And a lot of people know about real estate. So like, so since you're doing real estate, you've successfully done it. I'll have my own primary residence. I've never invested in a real estate that produces cash flow before. Why don't you look into it? And our vision then was just to go around and buy single family homes, because guess what? None of us knew that multifamily real estate is a thing. None of us knew that you can actually own these properties. When you see it, when you walk outside of your house and you see an apartment building, you think that it's owned by the government or some billionaire somewhere, not knowing that regular people like you, us, can actually buy these apartment buildings. So we just wanted to just go buy the single family home because that's all we know. That's what our friends have done. That's what our sphere, brother, sister, uncle, cousin, friends, anybody that we know, that's what they've done. And that's what we decided to do. So Leslie was like, Tenny, you're the guy that likes to run around the streets. Go ahead and go be looking for properties. When you see a property that have a grown lawn, or the grasses are not well kept, or it looks a little unkept, call me, give me the address. I'll call the real estate agent that we're going to try to go beat. And I can remember very well, I was on the streets. Going through different neighborhood, and then I'll call, bro, I just saw this property. I'll give him the address. He's like, okay, let me check. And that's what we're doing. And while we're doing that, we're still holding each other accountable, reading books, learning. We were, Leslie, he reads a lot, man. I couldn't keep up. He was like, Tenny, read this book. Before you know, he's sending another one. I'm like, dude, I've never finished reading the one you sent before. Now you're sending me another one. So we were holding ourselves accountable in that regards, meaning we just want to be better. We wanted to learn. And as we go through that phase of learning, guess what? One fateful day, I saw a material that talks about investing in real estate. And I think the material talked about 10 to 15 reasons why you should invest in multifamily real estate. So I, immediately bought it. I think I bought it for $97 or something like that.
Yeah.
Paid for it, and then I listened to it because, like Leslie, now we're both just learning as much as we can in real estate as much as possible. And that brings a very important point. Is like when you're thinking about your change or you want more, you have to educate yourself. You have to figure out what materials and resources you can use to educate yourself. And I sent that material to Leslie. Leslie devoured that material like 100 times. And he's like, guy, Tenny, this is it. This is what we have to do. And right there and then, we set our mind up to do multifamily real estate. I can remember very well, he was like, let's meet up. Let's create the company. Let's go. We met in Wegmans in Upper Marlboro, Maryland. The back, I can remember very well. And then we sat down and said, man, what are we going to call this company? What are we going to call this? We started coming up with different names. I think there's a Tolo, Les.
That's you. You came up with Tolos Real Estate.
We started coming up with a bunch of different names, but there was a feeling we had. And that feeling was some kind of an excitement that we've never seen before. That feeling you have, they call it the honeymoon phase, right? When you meet somebody that you really care about, you're so excited to see the person, you're so excited. We had something that was extraordinary. And we just asked ourselves, dude, we're excited. Why don't you call the company XSITE Capital? And that is how we came about the name XSITE Capital. And if you see the spelling of XSITE Capital, XSITE is EXCITE, right? That's excite, when you excitement. But we're like, why don't you just take out the E and put a big X, right? And then change the C to an S, which signifies a location, a site. We're like, yeah, that's it. That makes sense. We call it XSITE Capital. And we right there and then, we brought up a piece of paper and we started sketching the logo of XSITE Capital. And that's how XSITE Capital came about. We're like, man, we're going to go out there and we're going to go figure this thing out. We're going to go educate other people about multifamily real estate. And there's one energy that we had. Like I said, our name is XSITE Capital. There's one other thing we had that nobody had thought about. And that was ignorant enthusiasm. We were ignorant about the field of multifamily real estate, of institutional multifamily real estate, acquiring it, understanding the business, but we were super excited. Like I can remember very well, me and Leslie, we went to pitch multifamily real estate to a doctor, a food surgeon that we met at the boot camp, a real estate boot camp. And he looked at us and he's like, man, you guys are so excited, but sorry, I can't give you guys my capital because you guys don't know what you're doing. So that's how XSITE Capital started. I would like to let Leslie, go ahead and talk a little bit about his own version of it. Hopefully, this version is the right version about him looking for friends and me coming and saving his life.
Teddy tried to be a sleazy insurance salesman to me, and I challenged him on a battle. And it's interesting because I was on my own individual journey of growth, and Teddy was as well. And at that point, I had been shedding away from the friends that I had at the time because nobody wanted to go on that journey with me. And I had become a little lonely. And I think my wife was getting tired of me being at home all the time. So one day she came and said, I met this guy. He's selling life insurance. I think you should meet him. I've invited him to come talk to us about life insurance. I'm like, she's like, he's Nigerian. I said, not another Nigerian life insurance salesman. I don't want to meet this guy. She's like, no, you have to meet him. Tenny came over. We had conversations, saw that we shared some of the same values and the same ambitions and became friends. Like he said, sat down months upon months just playing the Cashflow board game. I'm telling you, on Fridays, I'll leave work, take a shower at home, run to a coffee shop, and we'll sit down and play Cashflow board game for hours.
Yep, like 10, 11
Yeah, hours. And in that period of time, we'll be inviting other people to come join us. And guess what? Nobody will show up. So it's like, it's just two of us. And then we decided to partner up. Now, we read the material, like I said, choosing the right vehicle. Once we had that understanding of like the 4 quadrants in the cash flow quadrant that we had to be at, our minds were open for like the vehicle that fulfills the quadrants that we want to be into. That's why when we read that material about multifamily investing, it made a lot of sense, right? This is what we want to do. And I remember after we started XSITE Capital, I was telling Tenny, hey man, there's this surgeon at work. I know after we started and we were running around trying to pitch to other people and unsuccessfully, and pitch to the foot surgeon, and that didn't work out. And we came back and we were talking. I was like, Tenny, there's this surgeon at work. He's a Nigerian surgeon. He's an orthopedic surgeon. This thing will be so good for him. It was so powerful for him because he already invests in real estate. He already understands this. But I'm just trying to figure out a way to pitch it to him.
Exactly, I have to pitch it
to him that makes sense, right? That we do not mess it up like we messed up with the foot surgeon. And Tenny and I actually sat down and we practiced. We practiced on how to pitch. So I went to the hospital, and the surgeon I was referring to is Dr. Oni, our third partner. You know, because
third partner.
Yeah, because Tenny and I had already started XSITE Capital, and we were running around like chickens with our head cut off, with like the youth, ignorant enthusiasm, like he mentioned. And we're not getting great success, but we were not stopping. It's very important to mention this because one of the reasons why we're not stopping is because while we're not getting significant success on XSITE Capital itself, we were growing as individuals.
Yep.
We were growing as individuals. We were becoming better at things that we were getting healthier, holding each other accountable, gaining all this amazing knowledge that we were getting along the way.
And learning, and we were learning about how the life of entrepreneurship works.
Exactly.
It's not like, oh, you must get rich tomorrow.
No.
So we were getting better, and we were fortifying our mind about what we wanted to achieve.
Exactly.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so it was like more, we had this longer term vision, right? And we were just so excited about being on this journey of growth, right? XSITE Capital is great and all, but forget about all of that. We, as individuals, as human beings, we were becoming better. Yeah. Like we were like seeing ourselves in places that we did not believe was possible. So that kept us going. You know, and so when I went to work after practicing, because I've always been a very shy and reserved individual, many will not believe it because of the things I do today. But at that point, Tenny was like my speaking coach, you know, so he coached me, and I went to work and I pitched Dr. Oni. And I remember I pitched him, we had created this nice flyer and I gave it to him. He's like, okay, yeah, I'll take a look at it. And I never heard back from him. For months. Didn't hear back from him. Then one day, I remember that day very well. I was driving in Baltimore and I got a call from Dr. Oni. It was like, hey, Leslie, it's Julius. I'm like, hey, Dr. Oni, what's going on? Are you still doing that real estate stuff you said you were doing last time? I'm like, yeah, we're still doing it. Yeah, we've been running around. We're about to get a deal. We're still running, doing this. It's like, okay. It's your business. You said you had a business partner, right? I'm like, yeah. Is your business partner available? I'm like, yeah. Like, I would like to talk to both of you. I've looked at this stuff and I don't want to become an investor. I want to be the third partner. Is your business partner available? Like, oh my God. I'm like, yeah, hold on a second. So I remember I dialed Tenny. I'm like, dude, he picks up his phone. He's like, hello. Like, yeah.
Listen, I was carrying my daughter at the time. It was on a Saturday afternoon. I was at home holding my daughter. Leslie called me and said, Tenny, remember that doctor I told you about? He just called. He said he wants to be a partner. I was like, bro, get out of here, man. Like, there's no way. Like, we've not done anything. Like when you take an inventory of what we've done, we don't have anything. Literally, XSITE Capital was just an idea that we have a company registered. Nothing. Literally nothing. We only have a website, and that's basically what it is, right? I'm like, I don't understand why somebody would be like, they want to be a partner at XSITE Capital. Like, it makes no sense. So when he told me that, I'm like, no way. He's like, well, you know, what do I have to lose? Let me just talk to him. Yeah. Right? I'm like, this might be the breakthrough we're looking for, because right now we're just stuck.
We're running like chickens with our head cut off.
Guys, listen to me. I've never met anybody that changed my state than Dr. Oni when he got on that call. You know, so when Leslie merged him, and I got on that call with them, because Leslie know Dr. Oni, they work in the OR together. I've never met Dr. Oni before. I don't know him before. People see us today, they see us as brothers. I didn't know Dr. Oni from anywhere. Leslie told me this Nigerian surgeon. He likes his energy. He plays Afrobeat in the OR. Like he has a lot of energy. That he's gonna be like a good partner and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, and this is a really big lesson for anybody that's starting a business, you have to be open to giving up a space in your company so that somebody can come and take it to the next level, guys. That conversation lasted for a couple of hours.
Yeah.
We had a couple of hours phone call.
Yeah. The conversation that we thought normally you think is like 30 minutes. Okay, I'm interested. We'll go think about it. It changed. I remember I went home and I was talking and my wife was just looking at me like, who are you talking to? Like, I'm talking to Tenny and it's just looking at me like, this is a different conversation.
Yeah.
Like we spoke for hours upon hours, not even about real estate, but truly about the vision. About everything that we're talking about today, right? The thing that Dr. Oni saw was what we saw as well. And that was the really, really powerful thing at that moment. We're like, oh my God.
Well, first somebody to understand what we're doing.
Exactly. That means we're not crazy.
Yeah.
If this savvy surgeon
successful surgeon,
that has this experience, have invested in all kinds of like startups and all of that.
About 50 startups at the time.
He validates this idea that we have. We're not crazy.
Yep.
So it's like, whatever you guys have spent, He
said Dr. Oni was like, listen, I know I can bring a lot of value. I can remember very well. I know I can bring a lot of value. You guys go ahead, talk about it. Whatever you've spent, just give me the total. We'll split it 3 ways, and I'll bring my share of the funds. I was like, no way, this is not happening. This is not happening. And then we got off the call, and me and Leslie got back on the call like, bro, so what we do? We were like, there's not even a discussion to be had. Like, this is somebody we've been praying for, and he just showed up. Again, this is, like I said, this is a big lesson. A lot of people at that moment, there's one core value we have now at XSITE Capital. It's called
growth and abundance.
Growth and abundance mindset, which means there's enough for everybody. Because me and Leslie registered the company, at that point, your mind will be telling you, oh, no. Why is this guy that wants to come and join this company? We were like, no. We need him to come into the company. Because we know if he comes in, he's going to bring in a significant amount of value. And it's not like we just want a third partner. We know that he has the value and he can help us take us to the next level. And that's how Dr. Oni became a partner. And guys, guess what? We have another core value at XSITE Capital called humility, right? Me and Leslie created a company, but guess what? Immediately Dr. Oni said he's coming in as a partner. We're like, you're a CEO.
You're our guy.
If you're listening to this right now, you created a company and somebody coming, would you just say the person is CEO? Guess what we had to do, because we've spent a lot of time educating ourselves and developing ourselves to be a better human being. We understood where our strengths lies, what he's good at, what I'm good at, and what Dr. Oni can bring to the company. Table. It was unanimous decision.
It wasn't even like a
there was not an argument.
It's not even a.
We called her like, Dr. Oni, you know what? We agreed, and I think you can be the CEO.
You're gonna be a CEO. He's like, no. I'm just new in this space.
You understand? I don't know anything. Like, no, you can be the CEO. I think you have what it takes. And I can remember meeting with Dr. Oni after that conversation for dinner in that I think it's a Chinese restaurant. Remember in Columbia, Maryland. Me, you, and Dr. Oni went for dinner.
Oh, like the Korean barbecue place. Yep. Yeah, I remember very well.
That was my first time meeting Dr. Oni. We had a nice dinner, talked about the business and talked about how he can help us. Yeah, he can lead the company and everything. And he was really, really happy that we saw that we were able to like give him that opportunity to lead the company. And when we left, I remember Leslie left, and then me and Dr. Oni was in the parking lot. I've never met any Nigerian that is that successful and so humble. He exuded that humility of anybody that has been successful. And if you meet him today, a lot of you that listen to this probably have met him in person or have heard about him. If you meet him to him, he just carry himself, no matter how successful he is in the ORO, in his finances, in other aspect of life, he just make you feel like you are important, no matter what level you are in. And I think that's that attribute that he has brought to XSITE Capital right now that's taking us to the whole different level. And that's basically the origin of XSITE Capital. Me and Leslie met, had this small vision. Dr. Oni came in, amplified it, and guess what? I think how many months after Dr. Oni came on board, we became a co-GP on a deal. I think like a couple of months.
Yeah.
A couple of months he came on board, we became a co-GP on a deal, meaning somebody gave us a seat on the table, and we became a partner on the deal in DC. And that's how we've got our first deal under our belt. And then from there, the vision just started expanding. And that's the origin story of XSITE Capital.